Today I'm in Notting Hill and I'm going to be looking at some lovely antique shops. I don't really know this area or this part of London very well, but it's really beautiful, tranquil and a lovely place to wander around, especially on a sunny day. From Notting Hill Gate Station to the Portobello Road is a pleasant walk through leafy streets. If you're new here, my name is Kate, and last year with my husband I bought a small chateau near the Pyrenees. After a year of waiting, we'll be moving to France permanently in a few weeks' time. I'm on the lookout today for some antiques to take to France with me, but I'm completely distracted by all these beautiful roses. This is the iconic Alice's Antique Shop that was Paddington Bear's favourite antique shop in all three films, now sadly permanently closed and for sale. We decided to walk up the length of Portobello Road and then walk back slowly, having decided which antique shops we wanted to visit. We went on a Thursday, so it wasn't as busy as Saturday, which is the best day for antiques, but I prefer to go somewhere that's not too crowded. If you've watched my videos before, you know that we always start with a coffee. This is the Notting Hill Bakery, and all their produce is made about a mile from the shop and delivered fresh in the morning. We shared a pistachio flavoured pastry and it was delicious. We enjoyed walking along Portobello Road and soaking up the atmosphere. I had a quick look at this lovely second-hand bookstore, and this seller who was selling lots of British tea, which is one of my favourite things. We decided to pop into Whittard Tea Shop to purchase a gift for the lady who looks after the chateau for me when I'm not there. I'm going to buy her some posh biscuits as well to go with this lovely tea selection. We also tried a free sample of rhubarb tea that was very refreshing on what was turning out to be quite a warm day. Here I am trying not to spill it down my cardigan. It's worth stepping off the main Portobello Road just to admire some of the side streets with these lovely houses and their beautiful painted exteriors. There are plenty of typical British shops like fish and chip shops, or this Harry Potter shop, and this bookstore from the film Notting Hill, but it's not actually the famous bookstore, which is just around the corner. And I found Paddington Bear. Who doesn't love Paddington? We headed back towards the antique stores and stopped to admire some lovely police horses going past. Of course, I had to stop and admire this beautiful rose. If anybody knows what it is, please let me know. The scent was so good I had to go back in for another sniff. Here's my husband waiting for me patiently while I go and sniff the roses. This is the corner of Portobello Road and Denby Terrace. On Denby Terrace are these lovely pastel coloured houses that Notting Hill is famous for. And so into Barroom Antiques, which is an absolute treasure trove of silverware and glassware. There are lots of signs saying please don't touch, so I didn't want to pick things up to show you. Things were priced, I would say probably about 20% more than I'm used to, but we are in Notting Hill after all, and from what I can see the quality looked excellent. Next door is Judy Fox Antiques, which is a completely dreamy antique store. Opened in the 1970s, it specialises in high-quality English Victorian Edwardian furniture along with 19th century French furniture. All the antiques were just completely gorgeous, and I could have really just bought everything in this shop. However, sadly, I think most of this would be out of my price point. But it's always lovely to browse these type of places for ideas. I love this gold mirror and these gold wall lights. They're just absolutely beautiful. My husband liked this little table, but there was no price on it. Well, there was a price tag, but it was completely blank. This piece reminded me of the credenza that I bought in Dorking recently. I love this four-sided little bookshelf. I thought that was very sweet. I had a quick browse round some of the shops opposite, and sorry I didn't film inside here because I left my phone with my husband. We headed back down towards the Notting Hill Gate tube station, but sadly we did not purchase anything. Well, that was really lovely. Unfortunately, there's no prices on anything, so we're sort of a little bit reluctant to ask. We'll keep asking, and we're off to Marylebone now because there's Alfies antiques that we'd like to go and have a look at. And it has made me realise actually that the antique shops in Dorking are very well priced compared to London, which sounds obvious, but when you actually come to Notting Hill, it makes you sort of really appreciate it.
The gap between the train and the platform.
It's a pleasant 5 minutes on the tube to Edgware Road, and then from Edgware Road it's about a 10-minute walk to Alfie, which is located on the corner of Ashbridge Street and Church Street. I love these porcelain dogs in the window. So in we went, and the first thing I see are some pictures and a gold mirror, or two gold mirrors, which are absolutely lovely. We went upstairs to the first floor and through this more modern vintage section. There is so much to see, and I find it easier to concentrate on one thing, so we decided today to mostly look at paintings. Lots of lovely books.
That's Spode the Blue.
Could be Spode. It's a shame it's shut. Although I would have liked to look in this suitcase room which was shut, especially the Dow Egbert's case at the back. And how lovely is this vintage picnic basket?
I'm not sure about the frame.
I quite like the frame actually. Yeah. My husband liked this painting from Paris, painted in 1947. Icemere?
Asolmere.
Okay, do you like it? I quite like it. We spent about 40 minutes looking through all the paintings, which wasn't really enough, but then we decided to go back and purchase the Paris picture. We both liked it, which is unusual, and it was quite reasonably priced. We don't really know much about buying art, so start small and just buy what you like to look at. I also loved this painting by a French artist, but maybe for another day.
These are quite useful.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you. That's really good.
Right, there we go, and we'll just pay round the corner.
Okay. We also bought the picture of the small Dutch boat, and we had a discount on both paintings. On the way out, I spotted these gorgeous miniatures. I definitely want to come back and have a look at these more closely.
This is great. 88.
88.
That's a reasonable one.
Okay, yes, that's it. There's also lovely silverware here. We really barely got started, to be honest. I think my husband really couldn't get me out of there fast enough. I would really like to go back one time before we move to France to have a quick look at some of the things that I missed this time. Here is my husband valiantly carrying my picture through Marylebone and down Baker Street. By this point it was 2:30 and definitely lunchtime. We found a nice bistro which was definitely a step above the usual place we go to in London, and with the goods safely stowed, we ordered our food. We shared some delicious bread with this gorgeous butter with salt crystals, and behind me I think this is where they store the expensive wine. The food was delicious and these tomatoes tasted like they were from a French market. We hadn't requested it, but they sat us at the chef's table, so it was quite fascinating to see them prepare the dishes, and overall it was lovely. Here you can see a quick glimpse of a lollipop man on Marylebone High Street. I really love Marylebone. It feels like a small town in London. It's such a lovely area. So with our paintings and tea, we headed down towards Bond Street, which is where we catch the tube to Waterloo, which is our mainline station. Even as seasoned Londoners, we always take care crossing the roads here.
£16 for fish and chips.
I think you probably have to be a member.
Gentlemen's afternoon tea.
I think maybe next time, although I'm not a gentleman, so I'm not sure I'm allowed in. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video from London. I'm going to try and do a few more vlogs from the UK, and then it will be all French content. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now.